What's going on, y'all? It's your boy Chuck. I've always had this idea, really over the past couple years, and a story, right? I've always loved comics. I've always loved anime, manga, movies, Marvel, DCEU shows, whatever, you name it. It sort of inspired me to, come up with my own ideas, but the main hurdle to that for me would be drawing. Outsourcing art, whether that's on Fiverr or Instagram, can be pretty expensive. Someone that's just starting, you don't know if you want to invest that amount of money. I kind of had this weird idea, and even seeing different people learn how to draw themselves, so it made me think, if I'm gonna make my own comic, why don't I just learn how to draw? I don't know how this is gonna go at all, but over the next 30 days, I'm just gonna practice a little bit every single day, and by day 30, let's see where we're at. It is nighttime, but I'm still gonna count this as day one. I have never taken any advanced art class. I have no experience really drawing. I've maybe drawn when I was a kid, but what I'm gonna do is draw a head and a body of a character I think looks cool, and by the end of it, if I can be able to sketch some type of cool looking comic book character to maybe give me a baseline of what my character is gonna look like, then that's what we're going for. So without further ado, let's just get into it. Where do I even start, bro? All right, y'all, this is what we got so far. And
Hell no, man. What the fuck?
yeah, buddy. Oh yeah, I got a lot to learn. The hands might be the worst part. Oh my gosh. This might be a long 30 days, but starting from here, we can only go up. So let's just hit the drawing board, literally, and see what the next few days hold for us. What's going on, y'all? It is day 2 of learning how to draw. I had work today, and luckily I had a good bit of free time, so I went straight to YouTube. I opened my notebook and I got to work. So I'm gonna show you guys so far what we've been trying, what we've been working on, and different techniques that, I'm gonna try to perfect to hopefully reach this goal of getting better. So let me show you what we got.
The first place I went to is the place where I go to learn a majority of things nowadays, YouTube. Just watching videos, starting off with learning how to draw, I had to begin with the basic lines and shapes because ultimately those are going to come together to create the pictures that I aspire to draw in the future. I went back to bodies at the end of day 2 because that is the first thing I really want to get good at drawing, since I want to be able to draw comic book characters. Nothing crazy compared to day 1, but these are the fundamentals I had to start developing.
I feel like I have an idea of, kind of where I need to start, the things that I need to focus on. I am specifically going for, like the comic kind of style, because I just like the way that comics look. I'm gonna try to just focus on those basics for a few days. I will follow back up with you guys once we have a breakthrough. All right, y'all, it is day 6. So unfortunately, I didn't have a whole lot of time the past couple days to get any drawing in, but I did make up for it today. I had some more free time. So I actually spent about an hour and a half, I think, cumulative, doing some drawing. So let me show you what we got. I think we made some improvements.
I'm still practicing basic shapes at this point, but trying to put them together to create different elements and improve things. And at the end of the day, you can see that I was putting shapes together to work on my anatomy. And at this point in time, I was pretty satisfied with the arm I was able to draw.
I feel pretty good about where we're at so far. What is going on, y'all? We are at the end of day 11. I got a little bit done on day 7. I think the last thing I showed y'all was day 6. The past 3 days I was out of town, so I didn't have a whole lot of time to draw, but on day 7 I definitely made some good progress. I feel like I made a breakthrough, and I'm kind of at a spot now where I'm feeling pretty comfortable drawing bodies. So let me show you what we got for day 7 and then day 11. We're making some really good progress. All right, boom. So for day 7, I find myself kind of just warming up, making sure my technique is good. With shapes, I'm usually trying to work on my circles. My circles are like my #1 weakness right now. I've been doing cubes and different things, trying to get some shadows in. That's supposed to be like a little sun. That's like a little arm. I kind of drew that just from memory, just to, you know, get a habit of drawing from memory, because ultimately that's the goal, to be able to draw pretty good from imagination and memory and things like that. I learned a new method of like kind of drawing a baseline for torsos. So just kind of using basic shapes and putting things together. And as you can see, I'm kind of starting to get somewhere. Like it's starting to look a little bit like a torso.
I'm gonna speed it up here because I was yapping a little bit in the recording. I did keep up the same theme of using shapes to set the foundation of actual things that I want to draw. You see, I tried to draw an entire body and I use shapes as the base for it, and it definitely helps. What I'm most proud of though from this day is the arm that I drew. Aspiring to draw comics, being able to illustrate muscle definition is key, and I felt like I was definitely getting somewhere at this point. And then on day 11, I kept it pushing, but this time trying to work on understanding proportions more, and finished off learning how to draw an outline for a head.
I'm gonna just keep grinding, a little over a third of the way there. You know, it would be really cool if I could draw a decently looking body, maybe even holding a sword. Even if that's not at 30 days, I don't see myself stopping if I'm able to make this good of progress. I will catch you guys whenever I have more updates or another breakthrough, so take it. All right, y'all, it is day 15. I'm trying to be a little bit quiet because it's kind of late at night, but we're halfway through this 30-day challenge, and I think we've reached a breakthrough. I would love to show you guys. Boom. So basically what I've been doing lately is just warming up with shapes, and my circles are definitely getting better, kind of using my wrist more. That's what works for me. I really want to be able to draw a body, right? And I learned a technique to draw like proportions, and the legs are definitely a little bit long. We can always adjust that, right? But this is definitely like somewhere, like in terms of like a body so far. On this next page, boom, look at what we got, a muscular character, and the proportions are not bad. Like they're actually pretty decent compared to where we were at day 1, right? So I'm loving the progress so far. I found this series of YouTube videos that are really helping me narrowing down like techniques, and it's just sticking with me, right? And I'll show you guys this next page as well. Wow, I was very insecure about my hands, like drawing hands on that first day. And I feel like I've made a bunch of improvement. Like I drew a smaller one, erased it a little bit, and then kind of just went over it. I've never come close to like drawing anything like that. I don't know how I did that, to be completely honest with you. We are definitely making some great progress. And even look, the little finger right there. All I gotta do now, just keep practicing. We're only halfway through. So I feel really confident that on day 30, I'll be able to draw something that's pretty decent, maybe even pretty good compared to the first drawing that we had. So today was one of those days where it's like, wow, I'm glad I opened up my notebook and started drawing. Hopefully we can keep making progress like this. I'll see you guys for the next update. All right, y'all, not so great news. The last time that I checked in with you all was at the halfway point of day 15, and it is day, well, now it's day 27. Whew. So we actually had a 10-day hiatus from drawing. Life was just hectic. That's a part of the challenge, and it's realistic. So I'm not gonna take that away from the total 30 days. I'm still gonna keep it in there because this is realistically where I got in 30 days. And yeah, it kind of did derail my momentum a little bit, derailed a little bit of my motivation. I'll kind of show you guys what I got. Yeah, on day 25, I just drew some shapes. And then day 26, which was yesterday, I went back to the little body model. You know, not bad, but did it again. It's okay. I kind of like the one I did on day 15 better. And then I was kind of messing up with the arms on this one. I wasn't too happy with it. Just went back to trying out some different methods, but that's pretty much all I got. So we have today and then 3 days left in this challenge. A little bit, I don't want to say discouraging, because you know life just happens, you get busy, but just got to kind of put my head down and build that momentum back. So over the next few days, I'm gonna make sure I make time every single day. That way we can still reach that goal on day 30 of being able to draw somewhat of a character. We'll see, but I'll check in with you guys as we get through some new breakthroughs. It is day 29 today. Almost 30 days. It'll be 30 days tomorrow. Went by super fast. I will say I did get a bit discouraged having missing 10 whole days of drawing, but I'm glad I kind of picked my feet back up with it. And I think I mentioned this a little bit before, but this is just one of those days where I'm glad I drew. So let me show you what we got. My girlfriend got me a new sketchbook because I'm out of pages on this regular old notebook. That's a good thing. Keep in mind, this is where we're at for day 1. Hell, right? All right, so remember, this is kind of like the last bit of progress we made. I really like these hands. That was like day 15-ish. And then remember, day 25 was just the shapes. Day 26, I wasn't really happy with the proportions. I kind of gave up on day 26, right? Day 28, I went back with the same sort of like proportion model to, you know, kind of help me draw. And I added a little bit more detail this time, and I am happy. Like, obviously his legs are pretty long. I would reduce that going forward, like in the future, but that looks pretty decent. Are you kidding me? Like, compared to okay. And keep in mind, this is by reference on a YouTube video, and there's one YouTuber that really helped me click it all, and I'm gonna shout him out. I kind of combined day 28 and 29 because I finished working on this this morning. I started it yesterday though. Also, I worked on a little bit of some facial features, worked on a bicep. I'm just getting a lot more comfortable with drawing different parts, you know, the hands and stuff like that. And oh my gosh, like, by no means is this perfect at all, but that's a hand. Like, I freaking struggled with drawing a hand like the first day, and you know, now I feel like I have a good method, dynamic poses and stuff like that. And that was the last page of this book.
So for the first page in my new sketchbook, this is the very first picture I've drawn from imagination since day one. And even though it's not the best thing I've drawn, because the other things that I'm very proud of were from reference, I just like how much more the elements of it make sense. I can do many different tweaks to make it look a lot better, like proportioning and whatnot, but at least now it looks like something, if that makes sense.
Yeah, that is what I got so far for days 28 and 29. I'm really happy about those hands and that dynamic pose, but we just got one more day left. I'm really glad that I kind of picked my feet back up. Very excited to just keep growing, keep practicing, and it's a really fun hobby. So day 30, I'm just gonna draw. I'll show you guys then, and you know, we'll see the full extent of our growth in a realistic 30 days. What is going on, y'all? It is probably day like 40 something at this point. I didn't have a chance to record on day 30. I do have drawings, but you know, life happened. Nonetheless, I'm gonna show you guys what we got.
Nothing crazy on the actual 30th day. I feel like I peaked at about day 29 in terms of my improvement within the 30-day time period. All I did was just try to keep practicing and building upon the improvements I already made with things like dynamic posing, adding in a little bit of foreshortening as well, which is something I'm still trying to practice now, perspective, things like that, and just trying to experiment more with my imagination so I can continue to improve in that aspect. Because so far, the drawings I have from my imagination aren't as good as my reference ones, but if I can improve on my reference ones, then my imagination drawings will end up getting better because the principles and techniques are going to get ingrained in my head.
I definitely will keep going with the drawing. I feel like if I just keep digging at it and keep learning different concepts, I can get better.
Since I had the drawings in my sketchbook, I figured I would just go ahead and show you all what I've worked on since day 30. And even though it's not within the 30 days, those first 30 days got me to this point, and they are the foundation for something that hopefully becomes a worthwhile skill. I definitely kept digging at anatomy, but also working on outlining poses from fictional characters that I like. At the point of editing this, I have continued to improve a little, but now I'm going to take things a little bit slower and try to focus on one concept at a time, whether that's perspective or whether that is anatomy.
If you have no experience drawing, you can get somewhere from day 1 to day 30. So all you got to do is just have the intention, and you know, YouTube's free. You can just go on YouTube, watch people, look up different things. We're lucky enough to have the internet. So without further ado, thank you so much for making it to this point in the video. I wanted to be quicker about getting it out, but life did happen. So nonetheless, I'm going to keep drawing. If you are an artist yourself, if you have a lot of drawing experience, especially like in the comic book style, even in like the anime manga style, I do want to stick with comics for myself, but any type of style you have a lot of experience in, please leave a comment down below, giving me some tips, critique my work, letting me know what I can do better, techniques, whatever it is. If you can reference books or different source material, or it doesn't matter. I just want to learn, and I want to continue to get better at this and eventually be able to draw my own character. So yeah, please let me know down in the comment section and hit that subscribe button. Stay tuned for the next one.